Hello, traders. This is Dominic, and I'm here with a special guest. In fact, his name is Greg Pajarillo. And thing about Greg, he is Fil-Am. He's based in suburbs of Chicago, where I'm also from. In fact, you're more on the west. You're more on the west side, Greg, right? On the west suburbs.
Yeah, southwest.
Tama, southwest.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, southwest. I'm from the northwest, which is by Schaumburg, and I think you are over by
Naperville, Bolingbrook.
Yeah, Bolingbrook. I was going to say Naperville, Bolingbrook. Right. Good. So the reason I'm interviewing Greg today is because, first of all, he is what I call not only a master trader, but I always call him sensei. So just to let me see if I can share a screen here. Okay, I'm going to share this for a minute, and that's his page. It's called Team PippEdge. So before we get into that, as you can see, it's Pip, meaning for pips. He was a forex trader, so that's why now he is a full-time futures trader, and in fact, he's doing pretty good. That's why I want him. I like to interview him in this show. But before we get into that, what I want to do is basically get into the mindset of Greg. So pwede mag-Taglish kung ano mga to. Okay lang. Pero it depends on how my Tagalog is. But again,
let's just say I can understand it more than I can speak it.
Pareho din ako. Pareho din tayo. So what I want to ask is basically what got you into trading in the first place? In fact, I remember you were working for another company, right? And all of a sudden, what got you started? In fact, our history goes back when we first met. Was it in binaries?
Binaries, yes.
With
we were in a separate group called BTG.
Yeah, binary trading group. In fact, you're the one. In fact, this is the thing about Greg. He loves developing systems for traders. He's what I call a system developer, and that's why he's actually pretty good in developing systems. Very good. Makes it very easy. So go back to the first question: is what got you started trading, and why trading?
Well, it's working for a company for like 18-20 years, so at the time 15 years, and I was just working my butt off, and so much OT, and you get tired of the hustle and bustle of the daily grind,
right?
And I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be more, there's just. So I started looking. Back in high school, I was, always interested in stocks and tradings. And I actually, before all this automated stuff, I would plot a stock and just every day closing price,
right.
And then I would plot the average, and I would manually calculate the average of a 50-day moving average and such. So
wait, so you were actually a stock trader at one point?
Well, no, this was in high school when it was an actual assignment in high school.
Okay, got it. Okay.
To get the daily closing prices of a stock that I like,
right.
That was the assignment, and I got so into it that it was always in the back of my head. So I said, you know what, I like to get into that. And then when I decided to get into it, there was actually when I was researching FXCM,
right,
who was the broker at the time for this forex trading, and I was like, oh, this is nice, okay,
right.
And so I could start. They said start. There was an actual contest. You could win like $1,000-something,
right,
and start with $50. Okay. And I said, $50, I could win 1,000. Okay, let's game on, buddy. Let's go.
This
So
was in high school, or this was the contest in FXCM?
This was the
FXCM.
FXCM.
Okay.
This was
Right,
this was now, moving up. I would say what 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
Right.
So I hop on this contest, and it's like cold turkey. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know how to work the system. I didn't know how to work the chart or nothing like that. And at the time, I was using the FXCM platform,
Right.
but I was also using the Thinkorswim platform.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's where I developed my first system in there, which is basically the squeeze and some kind of other moving average, 50 moving average, based on the Fisher transformer.
Right. See now, right. So now he's getting more into the technical aspect of.
All right.
Wait, no, that's fine. But the thing is, with Greg, see, this is the thing is me and Greg started, and especially for the typical journey of a beginner trader, we all started in Forex. So FXCM is basically a Forex broker, like he said. So continue, go on. I just want to explain.
So anyway, I must have spent hours and hours in the Thinkorswim platform, and they have all these indicators in there, and that's how I basically learned how to use each one of these indicators. And I could spot an indicator. I can almost tell you what it'll do.
Right.
I don't even know the name, but I can tell you what it's going to do and stuff. So I apply this in some of my tradings using it on the FXCM platform. So I said, okay, and needless to say, I didn't win that $1,000, but I did grow, and I turned that $50 eventually into $5,000 within months.
You did that, but the thing is, you didn't win the contest. Who won the contest?
I don't know. It was some experienced guy that did it. So I'm like,
okay.
Some experienced Joe Schmo took the $1,000 from us. What the hell's wrong? Give me a break.
But can you imagine? He took $50 and turned it into $5,000. That is amazing.
And that was within months and stuff. And I remember, I think you were with me. We were watching the non-farm payroll on first day, and I was doing it live. And here, let's do it. And you see this thing jump like 100 pips, and I was like, holy crap! And I made like $500.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that video because you had that ka-ching, right? Or was that the sound?
I was like, oh my god! I go, I was just fired up from then, and then I was developing more systems, and some of the people picked me up, and when we were in the group with BTG, it was binary trading, and
right.
I really didn't know anything about it. I learned on the fly, and then I finally got the binaries because I couldn't get the grip on the binary option trading. And finally, after it was explained to me, oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah. In fact, Greg was great in binary. In fact, he developed a system. Was it the 60-second expiry?
Yes, it was the 5-minute binaries, and then I wouldn't get in until the last minute of that 5-minute binary. And
right.
Basically, before I would jump in before it would close, and 70 or maybe 80% of the time I would win that trade.
Right. In fact, that's why I noticed. In fact, me and Greg, in fact, I was calling signals at that time with Binary Trade Group, and I think my signals at that time was basically more on the 20-minute expiration, or the 20-minute, or even the 1 hour. But then Greg was coming up with this system where, in fact, people were just free. It was more like a 60-second system.
Yeah. I remember the leader of that group didn't like me very much. He didn't like the way I was doing the forex and stuff like that. You know,
Right.
it was. I guess it was too unpredictable. Looking back, I could see his point, but it was a lot of risk. And
Right.
and you know, I was dubbed a style trader, meaning that
You have your own style.
I have my own style no matter what system I put out there.
Right.
I have acclimated myself into what I need to see, and on the fly, I'll take 6 ticks or 6 pips, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah, but in the forex days, Dom, I told you I was tracking 21 pairs.
Right.
I had 21 charts open on NinjaTrader, and I had the market analyzer program. Whenever time it beeped, I see an opportunity that I could make the average true range movement of that particular
now
pair.
Now the thing is, okay, so we briefly explained BTG, which is a binary trading group, that we were part of that. We were trading. In fact, we were trading binary options at that time, but it was not those what we call the scam brokers. We were more trading into a regulated exchange called NADEX. It's North American Derivative Exchange. So basically, it's regulated binaries. So it's not one of these prop shops that set up and they start manipulating those prices, like so prevalent here in the Philippines. Especially, it's called the IQ option or something like that. But anyways, that's what we're doing. But we no longer do that now, as Greg is getting into now about what is his forex journey. And like I said, between what we do now, like I said, Greg is trading for futures right now full time, and like he's saying, and I've been through this forex journey as well. Greg, you were saying
full time, Dom. I don't know if you consider 20 minutes
well,
full time.
Well, full time. I mean, full time earnings. Put it that way, not full time. Yeah. We'll get to that. But let's go back to the forex thing. Okay. You were stating that at that time, I remember that because I was. That's why I did that for 3 years, and I couldn't. We were basically, and that's the minimum pairs. Basically, the major pairs are 26 pairs, right?
Yeah. Well,
so
I traded 21. But there was more that I didn't touch.
Right. And that's the reason why. And the thing is, like you said, and how long did you spend in front of the monitor just scanning each of the charts to see where's a good entry?
Dom, you got to realize I was working full time at the time. Okay. And I'd come home. It didn't matter what it was. I'd hop on the computer. I'd practically eat at the desk here. All right. And I would track all night. I go hit the sack at about midnight.
Right.
And I set up for the London breakout around 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Put in a trade. Wake up at 7. See if I made 50 pips or not. And that's how it was. I was lucky to get like 4 hours sleep every day.
In fact, the group, in fact, the group that you this before it became PippEdge, it was more like sleep traders or pajama traders. It was pajama traders. I remember that, right? Because, like you said, you would put in an order, right, and then go to sleep and wake up, and your account would be in profit.
I'm either 50 pips richer, or 50 pips poor, or 20 pips poorer.
Right. So you were trading, like you said, live account on was it forex.com, right?
FXCM.
FXCM, okay.
FXCM.
FXCM.
So that was my journey with FXCM and for forex trading, and I did that for quite a while. I did developed a lot of my systems that way.
Question: were you consistently profitable?
Yes. There was some losses there. Because at the time I was like taking almost every trade, which was looking back was kind of stupid. But someone told me. Okay. And actually, Tom, you're the one that kept telling me to go trade the futures because it's safer. I said, no, this is so much fun though. I like this. I like the rush.
But you're right. But one thing, the one reason you basically quit for it was that you were basically making money, but not enough. Basically, it's more like supplemental income, right? Rather than
right. It was supplemental. It's a side hustle,
Right. Exactly.
And I was like, I was making an extra, 500 or so.
Right.
That's nice.
Yeah, exactly. 500 a month or 500 a week.
500 a week.
Wow.
So that's an extra. That's like
it's another 2,000. Another 2,000 a month.
Yeah,
right?
it's a house payment, man.
Right. Exactly.
Or a car payment, but
and that's exactly, and that's actually pretty good for a side hustle forex trader, which is actually pretty good. And here's one thing: the reason why Greg stopped doing that is that broker FXCM got banned in the U.S. Correct?
Yes, and I was like, they froze the FXCM assets, and I couldn't get my money. A lot, most of my money was in there. I was like, hey, I kept calling them. I was really scared, and I was like, you dirty bastards. Sorry for the language, but then finally, someone answered, okay, well, this is the situation. We'll transfer it to this company, blah blah blah. So they transferred it, and I was just like pale as a ghost because I didn't know what, I actually did trade for like 2 or 3 months after that. Right. And then you're the one that told me, Greg, well, you should trade futures. I don't know, and I him-hawed for another month. I got this. So okay, so I was itching. I had the fever to trading. So I said, okay, Dom, what do I got to do? And then do this. You said, okay, fine. So looked into. Of course, I had to look at the fast-moving one because I needed a fast-moving one. So I was looking at the DAX, FDAX, and CL, and the NQ and the ES, and and for a while I didn't trade ES because it was so slow. I was like, what is wrong with this?
But the thing is, here's the thing is, I remember you were doing also currency futures, right?
Yes, the 6E.
Yeah, you were trying to do your forex strategies on.
You were well, you can still trade forex. It's just gonna be a futures forex,
right?
So you kind of did your mind trick, your Jedi mind trick on me there, Tom. Oh, I can? There is 6E. Okay, let me do that. 6. Yeah. But it was all backwards, and I was like, my mojo's gone.
Because here's one thing you don't know about Greg. Greg was great in trading that London breakout. In fact, when you were doing it in forex, a lot of people were trying to emulate your style of trading. Like you said, you had it on YouTube, and basically you made that, what is it, $500, right? On well, at that time is the NFP, but one of your main strategies was trading the
LBO, the London breakout.
London breakout. Okay, go ahead.
So finally, I the London breakout didn't work as well on the futures forex, and it wasn't as big of a move on the futures forex side. I'm like, okay, let's see what this other index funds are doing. So I was playing with NQ. NQ had some movement. I really didn't like YM for some reason. I just never clicked with me. All right. And then the oil was nice, and the DAX was just it acted like GJ and GN.
So basically, for people who don't know forex, for people who don't know forex, GJ is basically the British pound and Japanese yen, right?
Right, correct. And the new British pound and New Zealand, and
Right.
those were like high movers all the time. But it was like those two on steroids on the FDAX, and I'm like, okay, let me stay away from the FDAX. and at the time with the Brexit going on, every single pair margin just got ridiculously high, and it was like what, $3,000 a pair for margin. And then you go, well, Greg,
but the thing is that the same,
Greg, Greg, futures, you only need $500, huh? How much is a tick?
right.
12.50 a tick on ES, huh? 500, I can move 12.50. Okay,
Yeah.
let's play.
Right.
So I think that was about when you lit the fire underneath me, and I was like, okay, let's dig into this. And I remember spending nonstop at least a whole 2 months just studying this thing. At least, I mean, I cracked down and I had to unlearn pips and relearn ticks and
Right.
and the way
Because
it moves.
Right, because there is a difference, right? There is a difference.
There is a difference, and it's like so I started building some systems and stuff like that. So
Right. In fact, here's the thing. This is what I like about Greg. In fact, like I said, he started delving into futures, and the way it's almost like a samurai. He just basically studied everything about not only futures but more into EX, because the S&P 500. At that point, I believe you're trading. You were looking at a system for crude oil, which is CL. And you also, in fact, you were trading a lot of systems, but also at that time we were with Apex, right? Apex Investing.
I can't say that name.
So, anyways, okay. So we were with another company, and that's why, we were with BTG, Binary Trade Group, and I remember you left by BTG. I also eventually left BTG, and you were with, like I said, with Apex. And somehow you got me also into Apex. I became a beta tester with Apex. In fact, that was a good training ground for me in terms of systems, because they were developing a lot of indicators. Which, to be really realistic here, you also helped develop some systems and indicators there on Apex. So after you left Apex, that's when I also left and became more of independent in terms of what I was learning, and also I went back into where I'm now. What I teach my students is basically the congressive system that I'm teaching right now through Day Trading Academy. But with Greg here, like I said, he put his own group out. He has his own private group. In fact, like I said, here is, if I can find, hold on, I'm going to share this screen again. Here is his private group here. Hold on, if I can find it, right here. Team PippEdge. Right? And again, if I scroll down here, you can see his systems right here. I'm testing out my new signal there. He does everything here. And actually he gives, and this is free knowledge. He just tells them what you have to buy.
There's one right there, Tom. One of my little system right see where that arrow is at there?
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if that's gonna bounce back up. But sure enough, it did.
It did, and
picked up 20 ticks on that one.
And this is on the what? On the ES?
On
micro.
Micro, yeah.
Yeah, the MES. The MES. See, again, the group here, if you want, just let me know, and I can give you the link so you can join his group. It's called Team PippEdge.
I never changed it.
Right.
It's still,
Right.
That's so it reminds me where I came from.
Right, exactly, from the Forex side. But like I said, okay, continue. So basically, what he did now, he's into futures, and instead of trading those different instruments, he basically honed in to one instrument and one market, which was the ES.
Basically, yes, and I find it less stressful, just trading one thing, and I even got it down that I only need at the most 18 ticks a day.
How many contracts are you trading now? How many contracts are you trading now?
Well, I was trading 20, but scaled it down to 10. And you know, I will pick the best setups. I'm not gonna take every signal.
Right.
You know, I'm like, it's gotta have. If you saw that previous chart there, there was a volume in there now too. There was a whole ton of things going on there that only I can decipher. Which is why I didn't want to share that that new signal that I was working on.
Right.
Because it involved a lot of things that, you know, that only I can decipher, and if I shared it with somebody, and everybody's gonna take every single signal that it generates, and
exactly.
It doesn't work that way, you know. And I don't have time to explain to people anymore, because it's too stressful for me. I just want to leave that alone, and you know, you guys. A lot of people that I teach, I find later they just basically, you know, waste my time. And,
exactly, because things they're like tire kickers. They don't really take it seriously.
Yeah, just because I don't charge any money. I mean, the stuff I teach them is like $10,000 lessons, but you know, if I was to charge that, they wouldn't be able to afford it.
And so, exactly. So that brings up my point. That's why if you offer something free to some students, they don't take it seriously, because there's really nothing that they're investing, right? So that's why they start putting money in.
Yeah, you're right there. They gotta have some skin in the game here.
Exactly.
You know,
so wait. So when you first started trading futures, you started with trading one contract at a time, right?
One contract at a time, and before I even figured anything out, it took me, you know, at least a couple of years to figure out the rhythm of the futures and stuff, and where I want to hone into. Okay, and actually, you know, the new people today, they got it made easy because there's a micro, you know. Micro, you know, it's like a $50 a $50 margin. It's deja vu for me. I'm like, what the heck, you know, $50, and you know, and if you did this consistent scaling up on the contracts and taking this less risky trades that I do, you'll eventually, in about 3 or 4 months, be in the regular ES, trading ES, you know, and then start with one contract and build yourself up. But you know, in
fact, here's the thing with Greg's system in trading the micros. In fact, you can start off with, let's say, 500. Like you said, you started with 500, and his system is basically getting 6 ticks at a time, at least 12 total of 12 ticks per day, right?
Yeah, 12 or 18 ticks a day.
12 ticks, right.
And I remember even you telling me, Greg, why don't you take more ticks? I said, why?
Why complicate it more? Yeah, exactly.
Stressing me out. I think we were talking last night, and I TP'd out at 12 ticks, and that thing kept going up higher. You know, and I was like, oh, I could have stayed in that, picked up my other 6 ticks. Right. But let it go.
But and that's what I like about Greg, because he sticks to his system. There's nothing that influences him, and he's really a stickler for systems and being disciplined to your own system. A lot of people get swayed by different systems, and that's a bad thing, because then you start getting convoluted in your mind on which one should I trade. So, like I said,
stick to one system. Stick to one system and stay with it. You know, if I could teach you guys anything about systems is that you stay with it, you work it, you figure out what every single quirk about that system is, figure out the time frame that you need to trade in, figure out the average ticks it moves, you know, and trade maybe 1 or 2 ticks under that average move. Let's say ES or micro ES. Dom, you tell me it can go 8 ticks. Okay, I'll take 6.
Right.
You know, sigurista, bro.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
So, you know, I want, and then I teach my son this, and my son's like, I'll take 4 ticks. Okay.
But your son is trading the micros right now, right? Micro
He's
ES.
He's trading the micro ES, yes. And I told him to just stick with that and learn every quirk about it.
Right.
Just
So
like what I
anyways,
said here.
right. So basically, Greg developed a system trading the micros, and basically you can take a $500 account and double it. How long did you take to double it?
A month.
A month. Okay, 1 month.
Yeah.
And we're talking about between 12 to 18 ticks a day on
12.
Right,
12 ticks.
12 ticks a day, starting off with 2
trades. 2 6-tick trades.
Okay.
1 contract.
Starting with 1 MES contract, one micro contract, and then eventually building up to how many contracts?
It was getting slippage after, I was getting massive slippage on micro 10 contracts, so I stopped that, and I stuck to 5.
Right. Okay.
So 5 contracts is the most you can do.
Right.
Without slippage, at least at the time frame I was trading it.
Right.
And
also at that time, micros was just introduced, right? It was May of last year.
Right.
So apparently now, I guess we're getting a lot more contracts being traded, more volatility on the MES.
Right.
But yes, I would recommend if you're trading live, the maximum I think would be 5 contracts, just to eliminate, like you said, slippage, right? So now,
correct.
So now you're saying now here's the thing. Greg is no longer working for somebody else. He's basically his own boss. His free time. So typically your system right now, what you're trading, it takes, like you said, it only takes you 20 minutes, and this is usually the overnight session, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been playing with the breakout on the closing sessions lately, and if I can pick up a quick. Now I'm finding on that when it breaks out, it's about 12 ticks also. I'm still playing that,
Right.
so I'm still practicing the timing of that, because I've looked at the past few days, and there was really not too much, maybe a little bit,
Right.
but I still need to develop a system on that. Maybe
Okay.
I don't know how far the range is going into to it before closing, so I gotta figure that out too.
So
It's like the London breakout, but it's the closing breakout.
right. And usually the closing, you're looking at the last hour, or you're looking at the last 30 minutes?
Actually, when I was looking at it, I was looking from 1 o'clock on.
Okay,
if
one
it ranges.
So
I'm looking at that
that's-
range, and when it breaks out of that range, and but if it goes past 4 o'clock, I think it closes at 4, doesn't it?
Right.
And
So
I-
basically 1 o'clock, that's Central Time. 1 o'clock Central.
yes.
So that's basically
So that's
1 p.m.
what,
Central.
2
That's
o'clock.
here.
2
2 a.m.
o'clock
here.
New York.
2 a.m. here.
Yeah.
Yep. And 2 a.m. here in the Philippines. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm developing that now. So giving you guys a heads up. That's that's going to be
That's
my
another
new
system.
thing that I'm gonna be putting out there soon.
Because basically,
But,
Greg has a system for the overnight session, which is in the U.S. and here it's in the afternoon. The Philippine time here is basically. Because I see you trading around what time? Oh, well, it depends. Anywhere from 9 at night all the way through 2 in the morning. In fact, In fact, the market, if you notice, the market moves pretty well around 2:30 a.m. Eastern, which is 1:30 in the morning for you, because that's
London.
pre-London breakout, right?
Pre-London, yeah. So I'm seeing activities around 3 a.m. So I feel like I
Right.
just starting again,
Yeah.
but the thing is, now I'll take 6 ticks, and
So,
it
like you
doesn't
said,
take too long. It doesn't
right.
take too long for that.
Here's the thing with Greg's system. Like you heard, at least 12 ticks per day, and that's basically 2 trades, and takes him. He's done in 20 minutes. So if he's doing 10 contracts, if we're looking at this at one contract, it's $225, right? For 20, and like I said, this is only 20 minutes. That's pretty good for one contract here in the Philippines. But if you're looking at 10 contracts, you're looking at $2,250 per day, 20-minute day. That's why he said, what do you mean full-time? This is, well, that's a full-time income. This is more than a full-time income, but your day is composed of less than 30 minutes. And that's actually pretty good. And now, Greg, he's no longer, his big thing now is making basically grounding coffee.
Right. Yeah, that's my quarantine hobby, is roasting coffee.
But this is what I said from trading. What trading can do if you're very disciplined, you stick to one system. And Greg's journey has been, I call him sensei, because his systems. In fact, his systems are actually pretty good. I taught some students using his system until I got into DTA, but his system is very good for beginners. Again, if you are really, for a student who is serious about learning how to trade, he may not give you the step-by-step or the spoon feeding like I do, but he gives you the indicators that he uses. He doesn't give it to you free, but he tells you which one to take, buy, okay? And basically, in general, how to trade it, but he doesn't give you the specifics, because, like I said, he doesn't.
Just one disclaimer, Dom, I'm not, if I do tell him to go get something, I'm not an affiliate with any of these companies.
Exactly.
I don't make any money off of anybody. I don't charge for anything. But now I'm done with that phase. I think I've taught enough people. They're on their own.
Exactly.
If someone wants to come to me, they better do something.
Right.
For me to,
exactly. It's going to be
grab my attention.
Well, exactly. It has to be worth your while, because, like I said, your expertise or your experience is worth just for free. And people who really want to learn will have to invest something, because, like you said, if they don't have skin in the game, they'll just say, okay, well, I don't want to really take this seriously. I didn't invest in anything. And that's the reason why. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like somebody would say, oh, I want to be a carpenter, but doesn't want to buy a hammer.
Right. Right. Or
get out of here. You don't want to be a carpenter.
Right. Or even this, getting your driver's license and you don't even have a car. Right.
Oh, I want to drive, but I don't have a car.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just take the bus and the Jeep.
Yeah, exactly.
Uber me, will you?
Right.
I got a driver's license.
Yeah,
that's just for the bar.
Right. Exactly. Right. So that's what I'm saying. They have some investment to get into the game, and that's quite true. Like everything in life, when you go to college to get a good paying job, same thing with trading. You invest in someone who can teach you, not who can scam you, but someone who can teach you, and it is a legitimate trader, not a marketer. That's the most important thing, right? But anyways, Greg, like I said, he is independent. He does everything he does. He's done in 20 minutes. Right now, he's getting ready to go on vacation up in Mackinac Island, which is actually good, nice, right?
Yes, indeed.
But Greg, thank you for your time. I really much appreciate this interview.
Always enjoyed talking to you, Dom.
But like I said, he is my sensei, and we always keep tabs of each other at least once a month to see what's up, because I always see him what he's doing, and he's very consistent in what he's doing. Like I said, if you want to learn his, there's his page. Just either PM me and I'll send you the link to that page. But like I said, he only gives a few advice, and sometimes he posts his traded on that site as well. But in terms of trying to learn it, in terms of being spoon-fed, no. Unfortunately,
I don't spoon feed.
Right, right, exactly.
You need to learn Hard Knocks, School of Hard Knocks, and
the way we went through it. Way we went through it. Right, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, dust yourself off, turn yourself around, and keep going.
Exactly.
Because the market is vicious.
Yep.
If you don't watch out, then you always gotta look to the left of that chart and make sure there's nothing that's gonna stop you or block you, or if you're looking at your chart, just hey, that's a perfect bounce off signal. What the hell? Well, how come I got stopped out? Look to the left. It'll tell you why. Crunch that. Look to the left of that chart, and they'll tell you why. It's there.
Yep.
And so. But
again,
that's it, man. That's all you gotta do. Trading is not complicated. The hardest part of it is the discipline.
And it's all in your head. The psychology of trading. That's what it is.
It is. It's and trading is. What can I tell you? It takes a lot of guts to stick to a system, trust the system. Even I sometimes still to this point.
You and I both. We break some rules of our system, right?
Yeah, not break, but even when I enter something, I still get butterflies every time, and it keeps me on my toes. A trade I took earlier today, it broke the VWAP. It was a short, and it was only a minute. That was 12 ticks, and I'm done. So, what can I tell you, Tom? That's how it is. I'm over here and I'm watching Netflix while I'm trading. So, because I know what I'm looking for. And it's really just about getting used to it. There's no holy grail of trading. There's no such thing. You just don't mess with the trend. Follow the trend, okay? And if the 50 is moving up, guess what? You're buying. 50 is going down, guess what? You're selling.
Right.
Don't counteract that.
Exactly.
And that's one of the trend system I developed earlier.
Right.
It's like the trend trading programs that I used.
Right. But here, like I said, the journey of me and Greg is basically, it's not about how much money you make. This is not a get rich quick scheme or trading thing. It's a whole long process. It's a very trading is a personal journey. Not only where it cleans out you become more disciplined, not only in trading, but also you have to be more disciplined in your personal life as well. And like Greg pointed out, it's not how much money you make, because the money will come once you are consistent in what you're trading. It can be in any type of strategy, just as long as you believe in the strategy, just as long as you're consistent with this strategy. Like you see how Greg started off with 50. Can you imagine one contract? And that's how he started, one contract. He started making money eventually and started building up his account and went from one contract to 2 contracts, and now eventually he went up to 20 contracts. But to be more tolerable, where he doesn't be sitting there freaking out all the time, he went down to 10 contracts. But still, 10 contracts is still
and Dom, I don't know if you remember, but I was scaling in on 20 contracts before.
I don't know how you do that, because I can't do that. Oh my God,
it's crazy.
That's a lot of stress right there in itself. Just
it is a lot of stress. People could get a stroke from that move. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, why did I do that?
But like I said, if you're doing right now 10 contracts on man, that's at least 2,000. The way your system is, at least $2,000 a day, and that is.
And if you watch the system, even you know, I don't care what system it is. Could be your system over there, DTA, whatever it
Right.
is. 6 ticks is nothing.
Right.
You know, take 2 6-tick trades.
Exactly.
Do the math, guys. You know,
Right.
and that's it. You know, and eventually you'll build the capital to move to 2 contracts and then to 3 contracts.
Exactly. It's all about consistency. But anyways, again, Greg, thanks for your time. Much appreciated. Okay.
No problem. Anytime, Dom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, thanks, Greg. And with that, I will end this interview, and I'll be posting this on my site. Again, big ups to Greg, and again, I'm going to share his site here. Hold on. It's called Team PippEdge. It's a private group. It's let me know if you want to join that to see what he posts there. And again, big ups, Greg. And I will talk to you soon, Greg. Okay.
All right. Take it easy, man.
Okay. Take it easy, man.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.